Have you ever made a decision that looking back, you can't explain why you did it? Maybe you bought something you don't really need, changed your opinion after a conversation, or felt drawn to a person without even knowing why. The shocking truth is, we are being manipulated every single day. And most of us don't even realize it. Studies show that our decisions are influenced more by subconscious triggers than by rational thought. So, what I want to tell you today is that there is a science behind it. A technique that has been used by politicians, marketers, court leaders, coaches, and even your favorite YouTubers to influence the way you think and act. It's called Neuro-Linguistics Programming, NLP. And take note, throughout this video, we are going to be referring to this term as NLP. Okay? So today I'm going to show you how NLP works and now it's being used on us every day. How you can use NLP to improve your own communication and persuasion skills, and how to protect yourself from negative manipulations. So stick with me till the end of this video because this is knowledge that can change the way you see the world. So let's talk about what is NLP and why does it matter. So NLP is a powerful psychological framework that explains how language, thought patterns, and behaviors influence our perception of reality, what we see as truth or what we see as real. So this time was originally developed in the 1970s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder. It was designed as a way to model human excellence, studying successful people and breaking down the techniques that made them persuasive, confident, and influential. But this is why it's very important whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants better relationships. NLP can sharpen your communication skills and improve the way you interact with people. On the flip side, if you don't understand NLP, you might fall victim to manipulative tactics used by marketers, politicians, or even toxic individuals in your life. So this is why learning about NLP isn't just useful, but is a survival skill in today's world. The problem we are facing today is there is manipulation everywhere today. So let me ask you, have you ever noticed how some salespeople make you feel like saying no is rude or a crime? And how social media influencers subtly make you to want to buy products? How politicians craft their speech to make you trust them, even if they don't really answer your questions? This isn't random. These people are using the technique rooted in NLP to steer your decisions. And once you recognize these tactics, you will never see the world the same again. A quick example. Have you ever seen someone like Tony Robbins captivating an entire audience? What is his secret? NLP techniques like mirroring and anchoring and embedded commands to create trust and influence behavior. So let's break it down to the key principles and NLP and how they work. So rapport building is the secret to instant connection. The ability to make someone feel comfortable and connected to you. And this happens often within seconds. So NLP teaches people how to build instant trust through mirroring, which is copying the body language of the person you're speaking to, and then through matching speech patterns. And this is adjusting your tone, your speed, and vocabulary to align with the other person. So just take for example, Barack Obama. Have you ever wondered why he's such a compelling speaker? He naturally mirrors the energy of his audience, making each person feel like he's speaking directly to them. And then we have language patterns and persuasion. And words are powerful, and NLP teaches specific language patterns and make people more likely to agree with you. And this leads us to presuppositions. And these are statements that assume something is true. When you start using this technique, you will notice how effective it is. Embedded commands, hidden persuasive suggestions inside regular speech. You're probably wondering how this could change your life, right? Take another great example, Steve Jobs was a master at using language patterns to get people excited about Apple products. Instead of saying it's a great phone, he would say, this will revolutionize how you communicate. And then we have anchoring, which is rewiring emotional responses. This is a powerful NLP technique that associates a specific trigger with an emotional response. Take, for example, a song that reminds you of a breakup. That's anchoring. A smell that takes you back to your childhood. That's anchoring. In sports, athletes use anchoring to get into a winning mindset. Michael Phelps always performed the same warm-up routine before a race, anchoring his brain to peak performance. So the good thing is, we can use NLP for good and we can use it for manipulations, the good versus the bad. So now, NLP for good versus manipulation. So it can be used for good in occasions where therapists use it to help patients overcome their fear, and also where leaders use it to inspire and empower. But NLP can also be weaponized. For example, cult leaders use it to brainwash their followers. Scammers use it to steal money from people. So how can you protect yourself from the bad NLP or a weaponized NLP? You need to learn how to recognize NLP techniques in everyday life. Ask yourself, am I being guided or manipulated? And to learn more, if you're interested in learning more on these techniques, I recommend you read these books. Influenced by Robert Cialdini, Structure of Magic by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. You can also check out these YouTube channels for more. Tony Robbins talks about NLP and personal growth. Charisma on Command speaks about the science of influence. And then Brother Peterson on psychology and communication. So as a student, entrepreneurs or professionals, how can you use NLP for success? Now that we've broken down how NLP works, let's get into how you can apply these techniques in real life. As a student, you can use NLP technique to learn fast and ace your exams. How do you do this? Take for example this problem. You sat in a class for hours, only to realize that you barely remember anything. You struggle with the focus or exam anxiety. NLP can help you retain information, boost confidence, and improve your focus. And you can do this how? By anchoring for focus. So before studying, use a specific trigger. It could be a song, deep breath, or a certain scent. Train your brain to enter focus mode. And you can also do mirroring for better communication. You want your teacher to pay more attention to you, subtly mirror their speech patterns to create a connection. Then you can use the technique language patterns for memory. Instead of saying I'm bad at math, use positive affirmations embedded with NLP presuppositions. For example, you can say, I am getting better at math every day. This tells your brain is a process, not a limitation. Harvard students use NLP visualization techniques before exams. Michael Phelps used NLP-based visualization before every race, picturing himself winning before he even jumped into the pool. And we all know the result, 23 Olympic gold medals. So as an entrepreneur, you can use NLP technique for selling and negotiating like a pro. So as a young entrepreneur, if you're having problem with winning more deals, growing your business and influencing customers, you struggle to convince people, you can use the NLP techniques to build trust, close deals, and sell your ideas. And you can use the NLP rapport building in sales. People buy from people they trust. You can use mirroring to build rapport during client meetings. You can match their energy levels, talk fast with fast talkers, and slower with deep thinkers. And then there is the power of storytelling. The bell says people don't sell, they tell stories. So instead of listing product features, craft a story where the customer is the hero and your product is the solution. And then you can also use the technique anchoring for confidence. Before a sales call or a pitch, create an anchor for confidence. You can do this by pressing your fingers together, recalling a moment of past success, whatever scenario that works best for you. Use Elon Musk as an inspiration. His legendary Tesla pitch, it wasn't just about tech, it was about vision, the future, and making customers feel like pioneers. He used NLP storytelling to create an emotional connection, making people desire a Tesla before even knowing the specs. And then for a young professional or a professional who wants to stand out at work, you can also use the NLP technique to your advantage. For example, you're getting to get promoted, speaking up in meetings, or even win over colleagues. And use NLP to boost your confidence, leadership skills, and persuasion power. And you can achieve this by using the NLP technique known as the yes set technique. You get people to agree with you more by stacking small yes questions before making a request. You can use language framing for leadership. Instead of saying, I think we should do this, you can say, is the best strategy, and here is why it will work. You can also use this technique to handle difficult situations or conversations. Use the technique known as pacing and leading. You can start by agreeing with their concern and lead them to a new perspective. See that? So instead of saying you are wrong, and simply say, I see your point. And here is another way to look at it. A great example of this is Oprah. It uses the NLP rapport building framing to become one of the most trusted, influential interviewers in history. Some of you might be thinking, it's just woo-woo stuff. NLP isn't real. This is my answer to you. NLP has been studied in psychology, business, and even sports coaching for decades. Billionaires, Olympians, world leaders are using it. It's worth learning. What do you think? Do you believe in NLP? Are you skeptical? Debate in the comments. This is a 30-second NLP challenge you should try. Say this loud. Every time I sit down to study, focus with full concentration. I'm confident and persuasive in my conversations. Do you feel a shift in your mindset? Now that you know how NLP works, imagine what happens when you combine it with the science of habit formation. Check out my other videos on habit formation. After watching this video, you will start noticing NLP techniques everywhere. You hear them in sales calls, in political speeches, even in your own conversations. The question is, will you be the one getting influenced or the one using NLP to win? So thank you for being here with me up until now, and I hope to see you in my next video.